Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday morning. Hope we're okay. Hope we're all right. Hope the week is going to treat you well. Obviously, we are post the Fulham draw yesterday. I want to talk about how we probably need to not panic. And you'll see what I mean when I get to it. So don't jump down my throat until you at least listen and hear me out. And then kill me in the comments, obviously. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Heads up as well. Loan roundup out tomorrow. Members video I'm going to be releasing today. And then obviously the preview ahead of Thursday's game. We'll do that tomorrow as well. So look, let's talk about the situation, because at the moment Spurs sitting in 7th in the league. You know, they're sitting behind Forest and they're sitting behind Brighton, and you know the world's imploding. And you know, for all things considered, and you still look at it, you know, Spurs are still the best attack in the league. You know, we've conceded, I think there's only, in terms of goals conceded, there's only three teams ahead of us, which is Liverpool, Forest, and Man United. So you're talking about a top four defence, and you're talking about the best attack in the league, and we're sitting in 7th. And you sort of sit there and you go, but why? And I get that, to be fair. I'm sort of trying to wrap my head around it at times as to why this is happening. You know, there's obviously factors like, yesterday we shouldn't have been playing against 11 men. They should have been down to 10 at 1-0. But regardless, you weren't, and we didn't see off the game. Brighton, obviously, being 2-0 up at half-time, didn't see off the game. Losing to Ipswich at home, you know, drawing to Leicester should have seen off that game as well. So there's a few things in all that we should have seen off. And if I'm honest, and I've been really clear about this point for a long time, the way you can see off games is by just doing what you should do on the attacking side of things. You know, the amount of times we should have scored yesterday, we should have had about 4 or 5 alone. And if you are 2-0 up, and you can sort of sit back a little bit and then hit them on the counter because they have to come and press you, they have to come and attack, then that suits us to the ground, because we're a brilliant side in transition. It's just one of those things that, you know, we didn't get to. And because we didn't get to it, you welcome pressure, you welcome, you know, an onslaught at times. And yes, we probably should have adjusted throughout the game, you know, especially the underlapping runs from Fulham's fullbacks. Seems like they had an overload wherever they were. That could be down to a little bit of legginess as well from the side. I think the most important thing is, and I noticed it last season, I've noted this season, obviously the attack, you know, help your defence out by, you know, putting away the simple chances, which if we did, we would have won yesterday. Is one, the attack is obviously still lacking in fluidity. Son isn't a striker. I saw people saying Son should never play striker, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yeah, well, hang on a second. We're missing our number 1 striker, we're missing our number 2 striker, and the number 3 striker hasn't even played in the Premier League. So I get why he wouldn't have started. So all those things being considered, I see why. Ironically, Werner probably shouldn't have come off, but he might have been on a minutes restriction because obviously he's missed time through injury. And when it's a muscle injury and you're an explosive player, there's always a concern there. Same with Son. You know, Son's been on minute restrictions because of, you know, the muscle injuries and things like that. But, you know, the key thing to this is, tell me the team that is missing their keeper, missing their 2 starting centre-backs, their starting number 6, their number 10 was sitting on the bench because of probably, to be honest, being overloaded with workload, missing both their strikers, like I said, the number 1 and the number 2, missing 2 left-wing options as well. All of those things being considered, I can't sit here and say that we should go into every game and win and we should do this, that and the other. We are very much bare bones now. And we are also, you know, we're going to be missing our number 6 for a good few weeks still, don't forget. You know, probably till, what is it? It's Boxing Day until we hear anything about the appeal, which as the earliest he'd come back is the 22nd, which is the Liverpool at home game. So look, I'm not worried. We just need to get healthy again. And it looks like Romero's going to be back really soon, which is a massive upgrade. Solanke, hopefully it's just a little sort of cold or a flu and he's good to go for Thursday, because he's going to want to play against Bournemouth. He's going to want to play, and he's going to get a great reception from Bournemouth fans, you'd hope. Obviously, I won't speak for other teams. I shouldn't need to speak for other teams, and I don't possess that right to speak for other teams, nor do I speak for other fans, obviously. Gulu obviously should be back in the team. Mikey's going to be a few weeks away. Odebear's out for a good few months. Mickey van der Ven maybe be back in the next couple of weeks. He looks like he's been doing some gym work recently, and he's out on the grass, which when they say he's out on the grass, it means he's not far away. Obviously, like I said, Bentancur's will be out for a good few weeks. Richarlison, I really don't know. But look, come January, we do need reinforcements. Ange has been saying, the squad is weak. It still needs work. And that's, I think sometimes you have to make a point to the higher up to say, look how weak it is. What do you want me to do? And, a lot of people going, well, look at Slot. It's like, well, Slot walked into near enough a perfect situation. A club that's in the Champions League who are fighting for the title for a long time last season, the best centre-back in the league, the best goalkeeper in the league, the best right winger in the league, some of the most explosive and best right back in the league. I think Porro's closed the gap a little bit to Trent, but Trent is by far the best right back in the league. He has closed the gap a bit, I would say. Which I wind people up by saying he's the best right back in the league, because I love winding people up saying that Porro is. I love it. But that's neither here nor there. You don't compare Slot to Postecoglou. It's like when we compare ourselves to Man City now, or we compare to Arsenal now. Go back, look at when Klopp started, look when Arteta started. Fast forward a year and 4 months, see where they are. See where they were in their first season. And then we go from there. Because comparing ourselves to them right now isn't a fair comparison. If you think it is, I'm worried about you. I promise you, I'm worried about you. Because it's like saying, well, that guy who's 6'6", and Andy, you're 5'9", but he's 6'6", so you should both be able to reach the same thing, shouldn't you? It's like, well, no. Give me the guy that's 5'9" or 5'8" or 5'10", and then we'll have a conversation. I'm not going to compete with someone that's nearly a foot taller than me. I've got a good leap on me, but I'm not Tim Cahill. All right. So look, I don't think we should panic yet, but we do need reinforcements. The higher ups do need to be held accountable on this. Johan Lang, now he's had a whole year coming into this January transfer market. He needs to have a good January transfer window. He needs to move off Reguilon, get him out of the squad, free up the squad play spot for someone that we're going to be able to use, bring a left back in at least to say, all right, well, if we're moving off a left back, we'll bring a left back in. We'll go from there. Looking at the keeper situation, Fraser was good against Fulham. I wasn't worried about Fraser against Fulham in theory, but how long do you think Fraser's going to be, be able to drop, 6.5, 7 out of 10 performances? You might need to reinvest there. You might need to look at the striker position, because if Richarlison can't stay fit, then we need to have that conversation as to say it's time to move. Let's see. He's got a little while yet. I don't see him moving in January, but I said Richarlison had until the summer. I think Richarlison has until the summer, and if it doesn't drastically improve, then he is gone this summer. And as much as he wants to stay, we have to kind of go, but mate, you're never fit, and this isn't a job for charity. You need to be playing. You need to be doing your job. I love Richie. I think Richie's a good player, but I can't love him if he's going to play 20 minutes every few weeks. We need someone that can play 85, 90% of the season. We need someone who's, durable. That's the key thing in all this. Durability. The best availability, that's the best thing. We don't have that. So look, I want to see what you guys think about this. Are you worried? Are you panicked? Are you sort of saying, actually, let's just get a bit of health back. Let's get a bit of luck on our side and we'll go again. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Peace.